Good evening, my dear students. It's my pleasure to meet you all through this virtual lecture on computer assisted language learning. In short, it called as CALL. In today's era, it has been ruled by technology, and without computer and network, we couldn't do anything. Let it be messages, let it be assignments, or in fact, through this lecture, we are meeting through the mode of technology. And in language teaching, technology is an inseparable part of material that we have. So, in today's class, we are going to learn about computer assisted language learning. Let's get started. I hope you are with your pen and your notebook to take notes. So, my class would be consisted of the following thing. First, we will learn what is computer assisted language learning. Second, we will learn its origin and its development, and the two categories of technologies that have been used in computer assisted language learning. We are going to learn it. And it also includes the key features and how can we incorporate these elements in language classroom. And I would be describing you some examples of call in ELT, and we are going to learn a major shift that has taken place in the role of a teacher as well as a learner through this call. And then we are going to learn both the pros as well as the cons, the benefits as well as the problems and criticisms that has been faced by call. So let's get started. So first, what is computer assisted language learning? Computer assisted language learning, it is an approach to teaching and learning and where in which the computer as well as the computer based resources such as internet are used to do at least of three things. First one is to present, second one is to reinforce, and third one is to assess the material to be learned. So, to be in short, computer assisted language learning, it is an approach to teach and learn the language where we would be make use of the resources or the mode of computer we would be using it. Computer would be much more efficient through the internet facilities. So it tells about computer as well as the computer based resources to present the language content, to reinforce the language content, and to assess what we have learned. So three things: present, reinforce, and then assess of what we have learned. So it usually acts as a substantial interactive element. So interactive in the sense we could interact with the computer, we could get the feedback, we could get the scores, and we will learn it. So call is meant to supplement. Please focus on this particular word, supplement. It is not a food, rather it is a supplement. So it is meant to be a supplement to the face-to-face language instruction. It is not replacing it. We are using just a computer. We are not using in the place of an entire teacher. Please remember that a teacher in the classroom will not ever be substituted by the material called computer. It is just a supplement. What do you mean by supplement? To nourish a body, to enrich our body with all the vitamins and minerals that have been lacked of. Okay, so absolutely, it is just a supplement for a face to face language instruction. Rather, it is not replacing it. Okay, just imagine due to COVID reason and all, we all have been involved in online classes. But it is not simply a computer that have been used, rather a teacher who behind the screen was an essential one. Okay, so here also we are not neglecting the role of a teacher, rather it is just a kind of a supplement who boost the value of the language lessons to be learned. So here is a person called Livy in 1997. He defines call as the search for and the study of applications of computer in language teaching and learning. Okay, so it is of two. One thing is searching of the materials or the language content, and second one is the study of the applications of how computer or computer related elements could be involved in both the aspect, both as well as teaching as well as learning. Okay, so it is the search for and the study of applications of the computer in language teaching and learning. So call has also been known by several other terms, and you would have been heard also in other CLT methods. So for example, it is also we call this technology enhanced language learning, computer assisted language instruction, computer aided language learning. It also encapsulates MAL, mobile assisted language learning, or M learning, mobile learning. Okay, so all these aspects have been involved under the umbrella term called computer assisted language learning due to the advantageous element of technology or the network. The particular element of call has been wide world. Okay, so where we would learn it anytime, anywhere at the ease of the learner's space. So computer assisted language learning, it refers to the use of computers as well as the digital technology to assist in the teaching as well as the learning of languages. It can be any language. Okay, so where we use computer or the technological aspects or the multimedia aspects to assist us in the language learning aspects. So it involves the integration of various elements. Please learn it. It involves the integration of software, online tools, and the digital resources to enhance the language instruction. So it integrates. What do you mean by integrates? It combines, it unifies. Okay, so it involves the integration of software on side. On the other hand, we have the online tools also, and we have some digital resources so that as a unified whole, it enhances the language instruction. And call can range from simple programs that provide grammar exercises to more complex systems that use nowadays we have artificial intelligence also. So according to the arrival of the technology, the more level of interactiveness have been responded and increases through this particular computer assisted language learning. Okay, so we are going to learn how this call has been originated and developed. I hope you remember, I have been narrating you the short story that I have learned in my school education about a person, a kid, a girl who was speaking with the system, and later she has been neglected the computer and ran away to the teacher. Here, it has been entirely different. For this particular generation, maybe more than the teacher, more than the human flesh, this generation learners have been more involved with the system, okay, or the mobile or the computer related sources. So let's learn how this particular computer assisted language learning has been originated and developed as through the ages. Do you remember what was the first method that I have taught you in the class? It may be communicative language teaching. Could you just focus on Unit 1? And what was the last method that we have learned? It is audiolingual method. So where in audiolingual method, we have the behavioristic element, repetition, drills we have seen. As the days progressed in 1960s, both ALM and SLT have been rejected and people have been focused on communicative competence, communicative functional elements they have been focused on. So there comes communicative language teaching. And as the days progress, we have seen various alternative methods like CLL, MI, okay, and we have also TBLT, okay, and natural approach we have. So now we have been landing with this particular thing called computer assisted language learning. So where in language teaching itself, we have come across various stages. Okay, so once it was a kind of imitation, and second thing, it was speaking on our own through the communicative tasks. And third stage, it is of integrator, where we speak with the system, the technology oriented element, and we are learning. So now we are going to learn the origin and development of computer assisted language learning. Here, these three phases, we are going to learn three phases, and those three phases are behavioristic, communicative, and integrative. Three things: behavioristic, communicative, and integrative. Where there are some three levels, it is of parallel things. One side, as the language learning trends have been developed, and another side, we are having the technology oriented development of computer or the tech element, internet elements. Just imagine when the computers have been arrived to the world, it was big screen, okay, it was only one person who had it, okay, and there were once the computer systems, okay, we have some net internet stores or the shops where we go and do the drawings and all, and later it has gone to the level of playing video games. And as this technology arrives or developed, and even in our schools we had the systems, okay, and slowly the courses have been introduced to the schools, okay, computer science department, and little by little the mobile have been developed, okay, and we have bought the mobiles, the button phones, and then the smart android, and then smart. And besides, little by little, even in our homes also we have the systems. And nowadays it is very rare to find the system, rather we all have laptops. It has to the level of even the governments have given laptops to the students. So, where one side the technology also has been developed. Once we were just using the drawing and we have painted the images or the shapes in the computer. But now, what are we doing? It is entirely different. Okay, so where even through this computer, I could contact you or I could prepare this video lecture. So this particular calls origin and development. It is in the parallel way of one side how language teaching methods and approaches have been developed, and the another side we are going to learn how the development of the computer as well as the technological elements have been increased. So that's what it has been given. So as I said, it has three phases. First one is behavioristic, second one is communicative, and third one is integrative. So it could be traced through several key phases, and it has been marked by the advancements in technology as well as the changes that have been brought into English language teaching approaches and methods. Okay. So the first level is behavioristic call. Okay, so behavioristic call, the timeline could be of 1960s to 1970s, where in the early beginning it was like this, where call started in 1960s and drawing from behavioristic theories of learning, and it emphasized the repetitive practice of drills. Remember, it is of ALM, okay, audio lingual method, where we have been repetition, replacement, rejoinder, we have all those drills. So where it is of audiolingual or oral and oral, we listen and then we speak. So it is of repetitive practice and drills. So here also in tech computer aspect, it is of early programs where text based, and it is focused on only grammar as well as vocabulary exercises. It is nothing more than the repetition and the drilling aspect, which is focusing on the structural elements. So, in the technological aspect, we have something called as programmed logic for automatic teaching operations. In an abbreviation form, it is called as Plato system. So it is one of the first significant call program that was developed in the world. Okay, and it has been developed at the University of Illinois, and where this particular Plato system provided us the language drills and quizzes and the feedback. That's all. So it would be showing, and we have to listen and we have to repeat. We have to type the answer to the quiz questions that are raising, and it will tell us whether it is correct or wrong. Okay, it will give the feedback. This particular Plato system was available only in the universities, not in the college level also. So the main characteristics of this behavioristic call was to reinforce correct responses from the learners through the repetitive practice. It is just like ALM. Repeat, repeat, and repeat. Behaviorism. Okay, so repeat until it becomes your habit. That verbal habit must take place. Okay, so through the repetitive practice, the learners will be enabling the learning the correct responses. So here in this behavioristic call phase, the learner's role is very passive, and they have been in a limited boundary level only. It was there. It didn't have that much greater element of freedom. It is just like ALM, it was under the control of a teacher. The learner is passive. Okay, only repeat what the teacher says. Here also the same thing. You have to repeat what the system says. That was followed in Plato's system in the behavioristic call. Second thing is communicative call. Look at the timeline. It was 1980s and 1990s. So there was a shift in the approach of language teaching. So after the ALM and SLT, it have been rejected. It has been rejected, and we have communicative language teaching, and where the focus has been shifted from rote memorization to the meaningful interaction. It is not simply I learn something and memorizing and I'm just jugging out. Rather, it is of meaningful interaction. Okay, so remember communicative competence. It is what the speaker needs to know in order to be communicatively competent in a speech community. Okay, what to speak, when, with whom, where, in what manner should I speak. It is about communicative competence. So the same thing here, it is uploaded. So call programs began to emphasize communication and to contextualizing the learning aspect. And very importantly, it is the language that we use in the real life situations. When I say real life situations, it is the situation of what we undergo in the day to day life. It may be the conversation between the teacher and the learner, the teacher and the principal, the doctor and the patient, the passenger and the conductor. It could be of anything. Okay, so in communicative call, it is not memorizing and checking the memorization aspect. Rather, it is of how you can converse to a particular person in a meaningful manner. That is what is very important here. So, as this is in the case of language teaching method and approaches, whereas in the communicative aspect of call, in the level of computer or technology development, we can find the spread of personal computers. It was the arrival of personal computers so that more people could access the computer levels. So we have certain programs called MacLang and First Class. Okay, so two programs, MacLang and First Class. It allows the learner, okay, it allows the learners to engage in activities. So those activities are more interactive. It is not repeating and filling out the quizzes, not at all. Rather, the in this particular phase, communicative call, it is more of interactive, where learners would be involved in role playing or taking the simulations, okay, taking the roles. They would be given the prompts and they would be enacting it. And there were a lot of games also. Okay, and we have the characteristics here. where learners were more active participants and the use of multimedia was very more. For example, they have used text and they have used images, and gradually it has been also the sound elements. So it was more common, and it created a kind of a richer learning environment, which is somewhat communicative by nature, where I could communicate a meaning to you and you can communicate something to me in between. So this is of communicative call from 1980s to 1990s. So we have integrative call. The time period of integrative call could be 2000 and till now, the present one. So what do we mean by integrative? Integrated, which means integration with the internet aspect. Okay, so where the advent of the internet and digital technologies marked the beginning of integrative call, because as the technology arrived, and we are in the era of AI. Okay, so where as the internet and digital technologies have been uh, in the advanced manner, and call also have been developed. So where we have language learning became more immersive, and with a lot of online resources through virtual classrooms and social networks, let it be through Facebook, Insta, or whatever social medias that have been available, we could learn the language and we could learn to communicate with the other person, and we collaborate with the other person. And during the time of COVID, we all have been collaborated with various national and international webinars and conferences, where through that we have learned the language. Okay, so this is in the level of language learning. So in the concept of technology, we have the immense arrival of multimedia and integrative tools. For example, we have the programs like Rosetta Stone, Duolingo, Babbel. These platforms have offered us multimedia lessons. So when I say multimedia, multiple mediums have come into the language teaching. It could be in the aspect of videos, audios, and exercises. Even today, you just go and type something in Duolingo, you can come across a lot of lessons. We have the video sessions, and we can also have the exercises, and soon they will be giving us the feedback. So where it is very interactive, where we interact with the system, with the technology, and we will have the one-on-one communication. So online tools like Zoom, Google Classroom, MS Teams, where these platforms have facilitated the virtual learning also. So we have been introduced to mobile assisted language learning, as I told you already. So the rise of smartphones and tablets, it has led to the development of mobile apps for language learning, and n number of mobile apps are available to learn the languages. So here it is enabling the learners to study on the go. Okay, you can learn at any time, anywhere that you want. Okay, where there is no need of any supervision of teacher in the aspect of mall, where everything would be supervised by the system, but there must be a monitor, there must be a facilitator to check and enable you and to guide you in the correct path of language learning. So the characteristics of this integrative call are a learner-centered approach, where students have access to variety of tools and resources and interactive activities. Okay, and where the technology has been integrated into learning process, where it allowed the learners for more personalized, self-paced, and collaborative learning experiences. I could say that these three terms are like the mantra of learning. It is more personalized in the sense, according to my level of learning, I could say, I could learn the language. If you just go to these above said, let it be the tools or the games, okay, or the softwares or the websites, it will first check your language level. It would start from level 1. Okay, so when it is level 1, the basic things would be there. So I could enable my own language level and I could personalize it according to my level of language. Second one is self-pace. As I say, spaced means it is speed. So according to my speed, I would deal with the language. I will deal with my process. In the classroom, I have to cope up somewhat with the teacher's language speed or the content speed, but here it is not so. Okay, and third one is of collaborative learning experiences. Collaborative, I collaborate with the systems technological aspect. There may be another person, or even when I play game, I could be playing with some 2 or 3 members. So it is of collaborative effort could be found. It is about the integrative call, and we are living in the present, it is there. And I could also say that though AI has been mentioned in future trends, still this period is ruined by AI, artificial intelligence. So where AI and adaptive learning, the use of artificial intelligence in computer assisted language learning is increasing nowadays, and with adaptive learning systems, you can analyze the learner's data and tailor the content of the individual needs. Okay, just take the mobile phones in the history, okay, if we could say, so where we would be receiving lot of ads in between, lot of notifications, but it is just based on whatever we have been searched for. In the same way, the language aspect would be analyzed by the AI aspect, and it will tailor the content according to my level, according to my language need. Okay, so we have chatbots or virtual tutors provided for the personalized feedback and guidance. And we have VR and AR. VR, which means the virtual reality, and AR, which means augmented reality. So, where the emerging technologies of these VR and AR, it is explored for immersive language learning experiences, and it allows us to practice in simulated environments. It gives us a similar environment what we come in real life situations. Okay. So, on the whole, call has evolved from simple, repetitive exercises to now the dynamic, interactive, and engaging language learning experience. So, it reflects both the aspect. One side, it is of language learning methodologies, and another side, it reflects the massive development of technology. Through this, call has been evolved through these 3 phases. Okay, so we are going to learn the categories of communicate, 2 categories of technologies used in call instruction. So one is software based technologies, and second one is internet based technologies. Okay, so software based technologies. So software based technologies in the sense language learning applications. Please mention learn all these aspects like programs like Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, and Babbel. These applications, apps provide us structured lessons focusing on both vocabulary as well as grammar, and it enables us to learn both the listening as well as the speaking aspect. Okay, and we have also certain writing and grammar tools. For example, we have the softwares such as Grammarly, Hemingway Editor, and Quillboard. So these tools could assist us in improving the writing skills by offering suggestions on improving the grammar, style, and the clarity of the messages that we have. So it is based on the software that we have. Okay, and we have multimedia softwares. For example, the programs like videos, audios, animations, games that we have, which imitates the real life conversations, and it enables us to learn the pronunciation practice also. And we have something called as CMS, Content Management System. So, for example, the platforms like Moodle or Blackboard, it just enable the teachers to create the lessons and to share the lessons with you, either in the form of the lessons or in the form of quiz or in the form of assignments, and where we could track your progress. For example, we had quiz recently, and where we could progress, okay, how far you have done, and we could monitor what is the timeline that you have taken. Have you really written on your own, or have you taken any other legal or illegal help from other persons like? So where we have all these softwares. On the other hand, we have the second category of internet-based technologies. For example, it includes the virtual classrooms. For example, Zoom, Google Meet, MS Teams. Okay, we have all these tools to facilitate the online classes. We may have the group discussion, and we can do a collaborative project, and it allows us to have the real time conversation through internet. Okay, and second thing is about online language learning platforms. For example, the websites like BBC and Coursera, edX. Okay, it offered structured courses with video lessons, quizzes, and assignments. Remember, there is a slight difference between these two categories. First aspect is what we create as teachers. Second one is what it is already there, and through the just internet facility we could learn and go on. Okay, and we have social media and communication tools, for example through WhatsApp, Discord, or Facebook, where we enable us to communicate with the other person. We could share the resources and engage in the language exchange with the native speaker. And we have some cloud based collaborative tools also. For example, we have Google Docs, Padlet, Kahoot, where it allows us for collaborative writing, where you and I can work and edit at the same time, and we could brainstorm the ideas and we can put it in the day, and where you could give a comment on it, or anybody could see to it and comment on it with the limited circle. Okay, and it promotes somewhat group learning and engagement. Besides, we have other collaborative tools that we could use in the classroom also. It could be Peerdeck, Flipgrid, Padlet, Nearpod, MS Teams, Seesaw, Kahoot, Book Creator, Cospaces, Bunsy, OneNote, VVideo, Classcraft, Insert Learning, Soundtrap, Lumio, Canva. I hope Canva could be used by many people over here, and book widgets, and Wakelet, and Notion. Okay. And after seeing the two categories involved in call, okay, we are going to learn the key features of call. So, key features in the sense, what are the important features or aspects that these are known for? So, one is it is very interactive learning. Just imagine if there is no such thing called online classes during COVID, you and I would be in the island only. Okay, so but we had a kind of interaction through the technological aspects. So call programs offer interactive activities such as quizzes, games, simulations to enable us to practice the language in a dynamic way. Two things are there, one is static, another one is dynamic. Static in the sense staying in that particular level itself, there is no improvement, but dynamic is gradual, and changes will be there. Okay, second is it uses multimedia resources. When I say multimedia, it is about audio, video, animation, and images, where it will all be used to create more richer and more engaging learning environment. For example, you can create or you can watch the video with subtitles. Okay, so that you can listen to an audio can you read the subtitles, can write your notes on your own, or you can watch the video and answer the comprehension questions, and you can you can have the pronunciation practice. Okay, so through multimedia resources, we could also enhance the language. Another important thing, as I explained, it is self-paced learning. So in your own speed, you can learn. Okay, so it will allow you to repeat, to do the exercise. If you feel that it is too fast, you can reduce the speed, or you can take, if you want to take notes, you can pause the video. Sometimes if you feel that it is too much lengthy and boring, you could skip the content that you have understood already also. So this kind of flexibility is available only in call. Just imagine, when I take the classes in offline classroom, you can't just skip the classes. Maybe you may not be listening to the class, but you can't skip and go to the next one unless I stop. But in call, if you feel that you have learned or attained the particular level, you could always skip and go to the next level. And next one is instant feedback. This is a beautiful thing that I could find in technological aspect, where in online classes or through call, we could get the immediate feedback. But if it is a teacher derived one, we take time to see to it, we correct and give you the marks, at least some 12 hours or 24 hours of time. But here it is not instant, it would be giving it instantly, it will be giving you the feedback, whether what are the mistakes that you have done, what are the correct things, like that, so that it will be benefiting you to study, and you can track your own mistakes and you can track your own progress of how you have developed life. And next one is variety of activities. And call has been ranged of activities. One side we can find the drills, another side we can find the grammar exercises and listening comprehension tasks we have, and we have pronunciation practice and writing prompts. So where it gives us number of things to learn and to progress our own language. Okay, and now after learning the key features of call, it's time for us to learn how to incorporate call into L2 classroom. Just look at it. We have four skills, LSRW, and we have so many elements of technological elements that could be added in the classroom to learn the language. Okay, even if you have picked some 5 to 10, we could learn through call. So now let's learn. Hereafter, it's time for you to take lot of examples to write it down. So first one is improving the vocabulary. So interactive flashcards, where we have digital flashcard, apps, mobile apps like Anki, Quizlet. It allows you to learn new words or phrases. It can be through the repetition or the images and the audio aspects. Okay, so that you can select it in your own pace. And we have some vocabulary games like puzzles, crosswords, and match the followings, where we would be matching the vocabulary and we will learn it. It is somewhat engaging way. Though we have been grown up, still we look for or hunt for the images filled books. Okay, so apps like WordUp, where it is like gamification elements have been involved in it, and through that we will learn and practice the vocabulary through by having some fun elements. Second one is enhancing listening skill, and through multimedia resources. For example, we can use podcast, videos, and audio exercises to improve our listening comprehension. And the platforms like Fluent2, YouTube videos, not all YouTube content, but that are specific to learn the language. It provides the content with subtitles so that we can learn, and we can even practice different accents and speech patterns. Okay, and we have some language learning apps also. For example, this name you will be coming across again and again. Apps like Duolingo and Memrise, it include listening exercises, and it just require learners to identify words and phrases and it enables us to practice the comprehension aspect. And in order to develop the speaking skill, we have speech recognition software. Even in class, I have been discussed this also. So where the programs like Elsa Speak, Google Assistant, where these aspects use AI element, and it gives us instant feedback and pronunciation, especially about our intonation and fluency. Okay, and where learners can practice by speaking it aloud, and we can get correction on the spot. Okay, and we could have the virtual conversations with italki and Camly, where we could connect with the native speakers themselves, and where we would be having live conversations, which would be helpful for us to learn with a real time human beings. But we must be very cautious with the privacy issues here. And next one is reading skill. In order to enhance our reading skill, we have a lot of ebooks and digital readers we have. For example, Kindle, okay, and we have e-readers. So where it will help us to learn reading aspect, where we have e-books and audio books. Even the novel is in the form of audio form, okay, where we could learn and we could practice it. And online reading platforms are Musella, Read Theory, and where we have to read it, and it will be followed by some quizzes and some reading comprehension question it will have. Okay, other reading digital apps are, it has been given there, where we have Starfall, and we have Epic. Okay, get epic.com, through that you can achieve it. And Reading X, okay, we have. And then we have Lexia Post, where this particular aspect has been involved with a lot of personalized and reading parts. It is especially for the knowledge level aspects. Okay, all the six elements of Bloom's taxonomy that I have said, all the knowledge levels have been involved. And we have vocabulary. So vocabulary, it is of music to teach reading. Okay, and it is with the hip hop songs and videos it would be filled with. And we have flip, okay, and then we have storyline online, where with lot of short stories, it would be dealing with especially children's folk tales and short stories. We will learn reading skill, we will enhance our reading skill. And in the aspect of writing skill, many softwares are available. It is of Grammarly, I hope you would be using this particular element. And we have Pro Writing 8, so where we could upload our writing passages. It will check for grammar, spelling, and the style of writing, even punctuation marks, and it will offer us the suggestions and the corrections that we could do it, and it will give us some correct and clear manner. Another one is collaborative writing platforms we have. It could be Google Docs, my MS Teams, where we will do the projects together, and we will get the feedback from our own peers, and we will collaborate and get to learn it. Okay, and we can build grammar skills by using the apps like we have Linguist and English grammar in use. So where it will give us lot of grammar lessons. After teaching the particular video lessons, it will give us some quizzes and examples, and with the explanations also it will enable us to learn it. And we have some AI powered chatbots, where we can have lot of apps, and we will test our grammar in a natural interactive manner. And we have games and quizzes, Kahoot, okay, where we will learn it, okay, and repetition also being involved in it. And it is of both. One side it is competitive by nature, like how much score am I scoring in it, like. And on the other hand, it also enabling us to have some fun and engagement in learning. Okay, for example, we have sentence monkey, memory games, okay, on various levels it is there, so we could use of it. And we have something called Storybird, okay, or Adobe Spark, through which we can learn the digital form of storytelling. Indirectly it will help you to learn the past tense aspect also. And we have some virtual classrooms and online courses. For example, platforms like Zoom, MS Teams, okay, where we would be having the practice of speaking and listening, and teachers could share some digital resources also. And we have something called as the LMS, okay, Learning Management System. So, for example, what we follow in our institution, Moodle or Blackboard, Google Classroom. So all can be used to deliver lessons, and we can track the students' progress, and we can provide the apt learning environment. And we have something called as interactive software. So from here on, I would be giving some 10 options for your language learning through call. How can we integrate call into language learning or call in language classrooms? So I would be giving you under some 10 categories. So please learn at least some 5 examples for each, so that you can use it for your examination perspective also. And not only for examination perspective, please try to use as much as possible in your free time. So where we have interactive software like Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, immersive language learning with visual and audio prompts, and we have Buzu. And in fact, Buzu has been tested in our first years, and it seems to be very well interactive, and we can find lot of advantageous elements also. So Buzo, it includes lot of grammar exercises and vocabulary practice, and we have some good scores in listening comprehension also. And we have Babbel and Anki. Anki, it is filled with flashcard system. If you feel that you are a learner who are visually oriented, please go with it to learn the vocabulary. And we have Memrise and English Attack. Okay, in English Attack, we have movies, games, and exercises to improve our English language learning. And we have Mango Languages. So, where in Mango Languages, it focuses a lot on conversational practices. And we have Fluento, and it is of real world videos like music and news, we could watch it. And we have something called as Language Nut, so where it offers a lot of fun games and activities to build the language skills. Please remember, it is not app, it is software. Okay. Next one is online quizzes and games. We have Kahoot, Quizlet, Plickers. So Plickers, it is of in-class quizzes where teacher could create quiz based on this, and we could test how far you have learned it like. And we have Word Wall. It is filled with a lot of match the pairs like, and Bamboozle, and we have Socrative. I hope you would have come across Socrative, and ProPops Quiz, Spelling City, ESL Games Plus. It contains lots of crosswords and puzzles, and we have Gimkit. Okay, so where you can earn points for all the correct answers that you are giving. And we have multimedia resources. I hope you would have come across many of these elements. TED Talk, okay, and we have BBC English lessons, especially for the grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. We have Fluento podcast, especially for 6 minute English. In 6 minutes, they would be giving an episode for listening practice. And YouTube channels like English with Lucy or BBC Learning English, animated short films we have, and English Central and National Geographic videos we have, and songs with lyrics we have, and audio books as we have mentioned, it is there. And we have virtual classrooms like Zoom, Google Meet, MS Teams, WebEx, and Edmodo, and Skype, Blackboard Collaborate, ClassIn, Big Blue Button. Even in MS Teams, we have this big blue button. During lockdown, we have used this big blue button. Okay, and we have Moodle. And we have some writing tools like Grammarly, Hemingway app, Quillbot. Many of the researchers or the people those who are writing assignments would have been using Quillbot. Okay, and Pro Writing Aid, Ginger software. I think most of you would have used Ginger. Ginger and Grammarly and what to say? both have been used by many of the students as well as the scholars nowadays. And we have Scribens, Turnitin. Turnitin is for checking the plagiarism level and check how much original ideas that you have given for. Maybe it would be helpful in the next year when you're coming for second year to check the plagiarism level of your writing. And we have White Smoke and Reverso, and we have Essay Jack. We have some language learning apps. Maybe after completing your semester exam, download any of these apps and practice it. Duolingo, HelloTalk, Babbel, Memrise, Tandem, Lingodeer, Buzu, Drops, Voxy, and Hello English. And we have some online reading platforms like Project Gutenberg, where we would be getting lot of free ebooks you can download and read. And we have Kindle. I hope you would have been using this. Oxford All, Script, Newsella, Medium, Epic, the British Council website, Aldico, and Overdrive, and speech recognition software where you can find whether your language, what you speak, the pronunciation is correct and accurate. Like, so we have Elsa Speak. It is especially for pronunciation and the accent training. Google Assistant, Siri, Microsoft Dictate, where it will dictate a word and we would be dictating a word processor. We have Pronunciation Coach, SpeechLink, Say It, Accent Master, Rosetta Stone, and Mondly. And we have some collaborative writing tools. It is to enhance your writing skill. We have Google Docs, Microsoft Word Online. We have Padlet, Evernote, Trello, Zoho Writer, Slack, Wikispaces, Dropbox Paper, Draft. See, all these tools are collaborative. It is not only by one person, even many people could collaborate at the time. And we have blogs and forums where WordPress, Blogger, EduBlogs, Write About, EnglishForums.com, Reddit, Lang8, Medium, ProBoards, Writing.com. So by using these blogs and forums, even you can type your own messages and you can have your own group of followers also. So, after learning these ways of incorporating call elements in language classroom, we shall learn what are the examples are there. So, in broader aspect, we have softwares, writing tools, interactive multimedia, and virtual classroom and collaboration tools. So, these are the examples that we have, okay, where under it whatever we have learned, let it be the apps, let it be the softwares, let it be the multimedia websites, virtual lessons, it will come. So what we have seen just now, the incorporating ways and these examples, it is overlapping, so it is up to you to follow the subtitles and take the points. And we have online dictionaries and translators. For example, Merriam-Webster, Oxford Learners Dictionary we have, and it has also the thesaurus features also. And we have Google Translate. Even you can type it in your mother tongue, or you can copy and paste in English and learn the meaning. Okay, and we have some language games and quizzes, as we have seen already. All these games, and we have the softwares that we have just know we have learned. So all these call tools make the language learning experience more engaging, more interactive, and more personalized one. Okay, remember these are the keywords: engaging, interactive, personalized, in your own pace. Okay, so that matters. Other than that, we have some the aspect that I'm coming to tell you now. These are the aspects personally I have uh, tried, and out of it I'm just giving it to you. But only one thing, please check whether the person that you are dealing with is authentic speaker. Okay, So privacy matters and checking the authenticity matters. So we have something called as English Club and online language forums. So one of the forums is Chatterbug. So where we can have a speak with the tutor. The tutor is a native speaker, and we have use a voice recording app. Okay, as I said, Elsa Speak. Okay, so where we can install and we can record the voice and we can share it to the teacher to just check it and tell whether your language or the pronunciation is correct. Like, next one is apps. Let it be Tandem, Quizlet, okay, Reply, Quiz, Duolingo. You can see. This is I have just tried out, where a question would be coming. Okay, where there is a timeline at the beginning, top level, and where we have to find the answer and we have to write it. According to the answer accuracy as well as the time, we would be getting the scoring aspect. Okay, and we have something called a saying master. Saying master, it is filled with a lot of sayings or proverbs. Okay, either alone also you can play, or you can be playing with your friends. Multiple players also could be there. Okay, so again here it is of gamification elements. Scores would be given, stars would be given according to the time and the mistakes that you have done. Okay, and we have something called as ABC. Okay, where it is of correct spelling. It will check always your pronunciation also. And we have this app called 6000 words. It is best to learn the vocabulary. As you have seen, it is with the image. It is with the image, and it will tell us the subtopics of it. It will give you the phonic transcription, and you have to listen to it and you have to type the spelling there. So see, we can listen, we can read, and we can write, we can speak. All the elements have been involved in it. Okay, the name is 6000 words. And we have the British Council. It is the best for grammar. Okay, and where it also the packages are there, where the elementary, advanced, okay, or intermediate level, everything is there, where we will learn practicing, testing, we would be having it. So it is also self-paced. According to your speed, you could learn it. And we have something called as Hello Talk. Hello Talk, it is best for developing the speaking skill. As you could see, you can have a chat with the native speaker himself. And we have Grammarly. I think you no need of any introduction for this. So we can set up Grammarly accordingly and we can correct it. Like this in the third aspect, it would be giving the aspects like lived, what is correct, it will be given. I have lived in Barcelona. No, I have lived in. That is the correct aspect. So when we type and give, it will tell us the corrections and accordingly we will change it. And we have BBC Learning English. It is best for everyday English conversations. It will be having it. Okay, and the time limit is very limited. And we have the websites like Elo, English Listening Lesson Library Online, and it is best where we can have lots of listen guides. We will be having it. We can download and we can practice it. It name is Elo, ELLLO. And we have Easy World of English. So it allows us to learn pronunciation, grammar, reading, and even listening aspect through dictionary tests. And it has lot of images also. So EWE, okay, that is Easy Word of English. And we have Vocab Sushi. It is the best to learn the vocabulary also, Vocab Sushi. Okay, and it is free by the way. And we have a lot of online games. It is very easy to play also. Sentence Scramble, we will be getting the scores. So this is Frog Root. What is the correct thing? Think and comment. And we have Sentence Builder. We will learn the proper nouns. What is the correct spelling for New York? Okay, you have to check it and insert the correct one there. Okay, and we have Sentence Bridge Builder. It is a funny way of learning the language. You have to make it a correct one. For example, pen, you, case is this, incredible. So make it as a kind of a correct sentence. Okay. And we have the quest for complete. So where we have to drag and we have to put it in the correct form of complete sentences. Okay. And it will tell you whether you have completed or not. Like you can reset it at any time at your own pace. And we have a small town superheroes. Again, it is of sentence scrambles. We have to frame the correct sentences, and these are the shots when I was doing it I have taken. And we have sentences Roy the zebra. It is also again, I live my blue ball or I love my blue ball. What is correct? You have to select it. Okay, and timer would be there. And these are the ways that we have to learn as much as computer related elements in language teaching as well as learning. So as I said, call has drastically changed the role of teacher and learner. So in call classroom, the loads of both the teacher and learner, there is a shift from traditional setting to a more interactive technology driven dynamics matters. So how the teacher should be in call classroom? The teacher, as usual, teacher must be a facilitator. They must guide the students and they must help the students, and through technology how they could learn it. Okay, they have to give the instructions and guidelines accordingly. And next one is resource provider. Though many applications are there, what is good for my learners, I have to check it. So the teacher is playing the role of a resource provider. Okay, they have to introduce apt software or online resources that align with the objectives of the lesson. That matters. And next one is technology integrator. I have to integrate technology according to the lesson so that my learners would be learning it. And next one is, it is not introducing or allotting the technology element also. Rather, the teacher must monitor the learner and support the learner's progress. And they have to troubleshoot the technical issues when it is arriving. Okay, for that, teacher must have some technical knowledge also. And teacher must be an encourager or motivator. So motivating the students with the digital tools, it is of a tricky one, where students may go off hand very soon, but the teacher must monitor as well as they must encourage the learners. Whereas in the learner must be an active participant. It is not sitting and going in the classroom, like rather they have to involve and explore the real thing in the platforms. And it is of more responsible learner of self learner. They have to work mostly independently by using the apps or websites or the softwares that they have come to. It is about your conscious of how you are working out. And it is also a collaborator. You could also collaborate or engage with your peers through digital activities and discussions, so that a collaborative learning platform would be created. And the learner is also playing the role of explorer, where you have to explore various multimedia elements, resources, and simulations in order to understand the lesson. And the learner is also playing the role of a problem solver, where by highlighting or enhancing your critical thinking skills and creative thinking skills, you have to navigate technology and you have to seek the solutions and troubleshoot the problems that comes in. And you must be somewhat genuine in your own work. Okay, because there are many loop holes are there to go very easily. Rather, the genuinity, authenticity matter. So the shift I said, okay, from traditional to modern, there is a shift in both teacher and learner. The shift is more learner centered, more interactive, and technology enhanced learning environment could be created. So from the teacher, it has gone to the hands of the learners. So the learner centric method, and it is more interactive, not only with the teacher, not only the peers, you can interact with anybody. And we are involving the technology oriented materials in the language learning classrooms. Okay, and as a byproduct we have some benefits also. So where by using this call computer assisted, it helps us to engage and enrich the language skills, and we can have the connection with the outside world, and it helps us in relating the academics to the practical needs of the outside, and it motivates the learners. One is competitive, yeah, we have to accomplish this particular level. At the same time, the intrinsic motivation also matters, and it serves as a kind of a supplement for the teacher. Okay, and it aids in collaborative and cooperative learning, and it is ideal for carry out the repeated drills. Okay, if I ask you to repeat for 10 times, absolutely you will be bored, but with different accents, different tones, in a competitive spirit, absolutely you would be repeating it with ease, and it provides impartial feedback. Okay, you don't have any partiality, or teacher can't show any partiality, teachers won't show partiality. And by the way, it is very objective. Whatever the system has listened to, it will provide you the thing. And it creates a realistic environment by providing both the visual as well as the audio elements. And it is an exact apt thing, ideal for integrating reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills. And it is a choice of an appropriate learning strategy also. Sometimes this generation learners are very much okay with techie elements rather than the human beings. If you are so, then it is somewhat an appropriate element for the learner, and it acts as a reckoner for all the queries of language learning and teaching, and it engages the learner very well, and learner also enjoys it very well, and it supports or enables more independent learning. You can learn it at any time, anywhere, in your own flexible time and pace. Okay, and it will gives you the immediate feedback to correct the errors, and it has adaptability. Another important benefit of call is adaptability. Okay, if you were a single learner, you can. If you are in a group, you can use it. And according to your proficiency level, you can select the level of the lessons. And according to the learning style, you can select the lesson plan also. So adaptability is much more in this call. Okay. Besides, though we have n number of advantages, we have the problems also, since it is relating to technology elements. As we have discussed in online problems and challenges in online teaching and learning, here also the same thing would be having. So where we have very limited access to technology, where in the name of digital, we have been divided between rural and urban, and even in urban, uh, not all the people would be getting all the technological speeds. And in the case of us, in the case of rural area, it is much more. Okay, so not all the students have equal access to computers or smartphones, or in the aspect of internet connections. Just imagine, some people have complained or come with a query regarding the Moodle quiz. Ma'am, I couldn't operate it. I couldn't upload the assignment on time. So I can't blame the students for not having the internet connections. Okay, so you and I can't determine the internet aspects. Okay, so it creates a kind of inequality in providing the learning opportunities. And second is cost issues. Okay, and certain softwares or tools are very expensive. Okay, not all the learners could buy it, not all the managements could afford it. Okay, so in which might limit the usage in schools among the students. Just imagine in rural background, the fee that they are collecting from the students are very low, not that much. If it is so, buying an effective or expensive softwares, it is much more troublesome for the management. So it is of limited access to technology. Second one is over reliance on technology. So where the learners would be much more. Just imagine if we are playing some game, okay, automatically let the hands or fingers or a reduction towards the human beings would be lesser. So reduced human interaction is much more. okay, where we are depending too much on technology and we reduce the opportunities for real face to face human communication. And with humans only, we can talk much more in the life, and that is lagging because of the over reliance on technology. Another thing is the limited cultural context. So, where the learning through apps or software, it might not provide the cultural nuances. Okay, the better cultural feel could be given only by the interaction with the human beings, not with the technological elements. That is also a negative aspect. And we have the lack of teacher training. Absolutely, technology is there. I could work with the softwares or the apps, but if I have not acquired some necessary technical skills to integrate the computer assisted elements in language teaching, then my classroom would be a flopping one. Okay, so where teachers must be given a necessary technical skills training to integrate this particular elements, computer elements in the classrooms. So sometimes this is lacking. And second is pedagogical challenges we have. Okay, so it is somewhat challenging for the teachers to balance both the traditional teaching methods with call. Okay, sometimes I can't use technology much more in uh, classrooms because of the traditional teaching methods. Okay, so that is also one of the elements is there. And quality of content that I produce. So inconsistency of quality, not all the call programs are created equally authentic manner. Some are outdated, some have not been updated. Some call elements or programs are poorly designed content to be there. So if it is so, if I watch it and learn it, absolutely there is no assurance that what I'm learning is correct. Like, okay, there is no an authority authentic checker to tell that these are the softwares that are good, these are the apps that are okay, the content is okay. Like, we don't have that kind of personalities. Okay, so in that particular element, the quality or the authenticity in the quality or the effectiveness of the quality of the content is questioned. So that hinders the learning process. And next one is focusing on drills. So some tools focus excessively on rote memorization or repetition, so which neglects the aspect of creativity or the critical thinking. So there comes the another aspects. Another one is technical issues. So where we have certain softwares may not work well on all the devices. Okay, that works in my system may not work well in yours. So where we have that compatibility issues also, and connectivity problems we have that, as I said, it is of poor internet. So online lessons, sometimes if we have the poor internet facilities, we would be developing some frustrations. Okay, and where even in online classes, you and I, okay, could have been somewhat moaning sometimes. Okay, we could have offline, we could have be good with offline classes instead of online, like. And another very important thing is privacy issues and the security issues. So some mobile applications collect the user data, so where we are not sure whether will they keep it in a private manner. So privacy concerns are there, and when we give our privacy or personal context, we must be very cautious of it. So where we have some security risk also, so cyber threats are there, and strict measures must be taken in order to avoid all these security risks. And a very important thing is learning autonomy and guidance. So it is of self-discipline required. So Paul often relies on students' self-discipline. As I said, it is of the authentic genuinity of the students. So self-discipline and motivation is a problem. I can't expect that all of you would be having that genuineness. Just take, we have conducted some Moodle quizzes. Okay, intentionally we have left some space for us the learners to copy and paste it. Okay, just a question mark. How many of you have really attended the quiz on your own, or have you got ideas from any other person or any other softwares. So that self discipline matters a lot. Okay, so I am leaving it. Just for example, I say, please play this game, you have to complete 5 levels and let me know. Like, for certain apps there is no progress checker. Okay, so I may not know whether you have done it or not, you may lie to me. Okay, so where, what about that confidentiality? So there comes the self discipline or the genuinity of the learner. And we have been reduced the role of a teacher. So the teacher's role is not being diminished, rather the learners are indirectly relying too much on digital tools. So where the teacher's insights, though the system has given feedback, it will never ever come to the level of the teacher. Okay, so we are missing out the valuable teaching insights and the feedback given by the teacher. Okay, so for example, we are correcting your paper and we are giving it, and you would be noticing father and I used to write comments in your ELT papers, okay, answer scripts that you are giving. Can you get that kind of observation or the insights or the feedback from AI or any other tools like? Okay, so there comes the lacking aspect of a reduced role of a teacher in online programs like this, Paul. Okay, so this is about the benefits as well as the cons, okay, the disadvantages, the problems and challenges that we face. So on the whole, today we have seen what is computer assisted language learning. So where we have seen it is of using the computer or the computer based internet technological elements in teaching and learning the language is called call. And we have seen call's origin and development, where we have come across 3 phases. So behavioristic, in communicative and integrative. 3 phases according to the development of the language methods as well as the development of technology. And we have seen 2 categories of technologies. One is software and the one is internet based activities. And we have seen the key features of call, and we have seen how call could be incorporated by looking at its examples. And we have seen the shift in the role of a teacher as well as a learner in call. And we have seen how call could be benefited to the language classrooms. Besides, we have also learned the problems and criticisms of call instruction. Okay, I hope you have learned it. Please feel free to ask your queries in the comment or in the messages we will be passing out to you. Thank you for your patience.